Hello everyone, welcome to Rajalakshmi's Concept Clear. Today in this video we will discuss about absorption of water by plants. Water is essential for a plant to grow and live. So the water should be continuously supplied to different parts of the plant. For this, plants absorb water from the soil by their roots or root system. This is called as absorption of water by plants. First, we will see what are the roles or function of water inside a plant. There are so many roles of water inside a plant, but we can discuss some of the most important function or the role of the water. The first role is water helps for proper protoplasmic activity. Water constitutes about 80% of the protoplasm, and this proportion of water is necessary for proper functioning of the cell protoplasm. So water is very much necessary for the plant. The second point is, as water is a good solvent, many organic, inorganic materials and gases are dissolved and transported to different parts of the plant easily. So water functions as a good solvent for the transportation of materials inside the plant. The third point is, water acts as raw material. For the synthesis of many chemical compounds. For example, water is a raw material to produce carbohydrates in photosynthesis. And besides this, water acts as raw material in many biochemical reactions. Then fourth one is, water is necessary for the activity of enzymes. Almost all the biochemical reactions taking place inside the plants are mediated by enzymes. So proper functioning of enzymes, water is very much necessary. Then next is, water gives turgidity to the plant cells. What is turgidity? When the plants absorb water, then the cell becomes stretched or swells. This is called as turgid cell, and the phenomenon is called turgidity. And the turgidity is very much necessary for the maintenance of the shape of the cell and the growth of the plant. So water is very much necessary in this concept. Another important role of water is it regulates the body temperature of the plants. The water is absorbed and the most of the water is evaporated from the aerial parts of the plant. So due to absorption and evaporation, there is the control of temperature of the plant body. So these are the important roles of water inside a plant. Next we will learn about the availability of soil water. The main source of water for a plant is rain. So after rain, most of the water moves through the slopes and collected in different water bodies like river, lakes, ponds, etc. And these are called runaway water. So this water is not available directly to the plant roots. Rest of the water enter into the soil and remain inside the soil as different kinds of soil water or groundwater. And what are those? The first one is gravitational water. When there is heavy rain, the huge amount of water enter into the earth due to gravitational force. This water enter to the deeper zone of the earth, which is not available to the plant. So this gravitational water is not available for plant. The second one is known as capillary water. The water present in the capillaries of soil. Capillary means pore spaces. Pore spaces formed by the soil particle. So water present inside the pore spaces or the capillaries is known as capillary water, and this water is available to the plant easily. So capillary water is the available water for the plant. Next, hygroscopic water. What is that? A thin film of water which held tightly around the soil particle is known as hygroscopic water. So as it is held tightly to the soil particle, it is also non-available to the plant. Next is combined water. The water present as hydrated oxides of silicon, ferrous, etc. is known as combined water, and this water is also not available to the plant. So we learn that out of these four types of water present inside the soil, only the capillary water is the available to the plants. Next, water absorbing organs. Though very little amount of water is absorbed by the aerial parts of the plant from the atmosphere, main part of the water is absorbed by their roots. Mainly, the growing region of the root is concerned with the water absorption. If we draw the growing region of the root, we see there is at the extreme tip there is a root cap which protect the root. The tip zone is known as zone of cell division or meristematic zone. That means in this region the cells continuously divide to add new cells to the root. Just behind the zone of cell division there is zone of cell elongation. Here the cells stop dividing and they become enlarged or elongated. And beyond this zone of cell elongation or behind the zone of cell elongation, there is a number of thread-like or hair-like structures present known as root hairs. The root hairs are extension of the outermost cells of the root known as epidermis, or the root hairs are extension of some of the epidermal cells of the root. And due to presence of these root hairs, it increases the absorbing surface of the root, and mostly the water is absorbed in this region, that is the zone of root hairs. And beyond the zone is known as zone of maturation. Here the cells become matured or differentiated to perform different function. So we see that the zone of root hair is the main organ for water absorption by a plant. Next, path of water from the root hair to the root xylem. We knew that water is absorbed by the root hair. This water must come to the root xylem, then it is transported to different parts of the plant. And for this, there are two paths by which the water absorbed by a root hair comes to the root xylem. These two paths are, one is apoplast and second one known as symplast. What is apoplast? when water moves through the intercellular space and the cell wall is known as apoplast. So this does not enter into the cell protoplasm. So this water when moves through the intercellular spaces and the cell wall is known as the apoplast. This path is discontinuous near the endodermis. Why? Because in the endodermal cell there is some suberin deposit known as Casparian strips, which does not allow the water enter through the endodermis. Here the water has to enter through the protoplasm of the endodermis. Then it can move into the xylem either by apoplast or by symplast. Next, what is symplast? When the water moves through the cell protoplasm is known as symplast. Here the water moves cell to cell and reach the endodermis. Here the water moves through cell to cell by means of the small cytoplasmic channels known as plasmodesmata. So plasmodesmata are connection between these cells. Though here water moves through the cell protoplasm and this is known as symplast. So regarding this, if you have any doubt, you can ask me in the comment section. If you like this video, please like, share among your friends and subscribe my channel. Thank you.